to look at what's making headlines on the dailies. As usual, we start off with the Standard, where we have the headline as 28 counties that failed to get an A. So matters education taking up the headlines again, and this is after the release of the KCSE results, which of course have had some controversy, given that close to 60%, 57.7% of those who did the examination did not qualify for campus. But there is controversy around that, and we're going to look at that briefly. But the Daily Nation is the next paper that we look at the headline. And uproar grows over KCSE mass failure. Again, it is matters education and to do specifically with the KCSE results that were released 9 days earlier than last year. And Dr. Fred Matiang'i coming under fire that possibly one of the reasons why this may have happened is the hurry to have the results released. Let's look at the Star. And on the Star is still on KCSE results, which is going to form part of our discussion this morning right here on Morning Express. And storm rages over integrity of rushed KCSE. Storm rages over the integrity of the rushed KCSE. So we're going to look at those headlines together because it's more or less the same story. And what is running through all of them is the analysis of the KCSE results. Now, according to the Secretary General for NAT, Wilson Sossion, he says that the credibility of the results is in question. And this is because of the hurried nature, quote unquote, of the way that they were, marked. And as a result, he is calling for a recall of the examinations, for them to be remarked and rechecked, for the credibility, of course, to be questioned. And we also have the opposition leader, Raila Odinga, also weighing in on that and saying that, yes, there needs to be something checked because there seems to be a problem. But we also have activist Omkia Omtata going to court to demand answer sheets for the same examination. So it looks like the examination results that are out and were out earlier this year may be in question, and depending on how things roll out from here, then the students may have to wait a little bit longer to actually know if their results are credible, or they may need to be rechecked. And that is, of course, brought about also on the surface by virtue of the fact that we have 57.7% of students getting D and below, meaning they do not qualify for the university admission, which, of course, is, quite a difficult state to be in. But there you go. So uproar over the KCSE mass failure is making headlines on all the dailies. Let's now come down to the Standard, where we look at other stories that are making headlines. And we have a story on page 3, which is of interest to many. State agency threatens media over a missing girl. Okay, so now the Witness Protection Agency yesterday sought to defend itself over a 14-year-old girl who was under its care, who disappeared in mysterious circumstances. Now, remember, this was a student, a 14-year-old who was under protective care of the government, and this is because she was a witness in a particular case against a policeman. But there was a story that was running and basically making it clear that she had disappeared in mysterious circumstances. So the Witness Protection Agency is seeking to defend itself against that particular story. Now, the agency chief executive said that prior to the girl's disappearance, she had complained that she was unhappy about her confinement and wanted to go home. So, details of that particular story in the Standard. And, well, the reason why that would be of more interest is because, well, this is a student who, or rather a minor, who was under police custody and under a witness protection unit, but disappeared, which of course would leave many worried, because then that is meant to be the most secure unit, especially as a witness. On to page 4 of the Standard. Christmas boom for civil servants as pay deal sealed, and this is an increment that will see workers benefit from a raft of allowances with higher salaries expected this month. So civil servants may be smiling all the way to the bank, and maybe Christmas for them has come early. So to get details of what that is all about, especially if you're a civil servant, please get yourself a copy of the Standard and whiz through it. And to give you the exact page, it's on page 4. But that doesn't mean you go and pick a Standard from a vendor, swiftly move on to page 4 and leave the paper. Please get yourself a copy. Do buy a copy. That would be bad manners to just read the story and proceed. All right, so that's basically what we have on the Standard for you. On page 14 is a rather interesting cartoon. Remember, on KCSE results and KCPE results, it shows that the girl child this time has emerged stronger, although that is being contested, but specifically on the KCSE results, because as much as the top 6 students are girls, generally speaking, according to the results that they have, boys have generally done better than girls. But that aside, the cartoon on page 14, and, well, there is a mother there who is saying that we should expect greater results for the boy child in KBCGACE, Kenya, okay? And what does that stand for? And that is betting, gambling, alcohol consumption, and crime education. And, of course, this is because of the exposure that the boy child probably has to those vices: betting, gambling, alcohol consumption, and crime education. So there you go. That's the cartoon on page 14 of the Standard this morning, which is maybe bringing to light or to the surface the conditions that possibly the boy child may be exposed to, and maybe one of the reasons why, if it is maybe a raft of reasons, but one of the reasons why maybe the boy child is not doing that well. But there you go. On the Standard on Friday, remember, you always have the Pulse, and it is there with lots and lots of stories to do with the entertainment world. And this morning it is titled It's a Wrap. And basically it's a wrap-up of the year. So Stevens Mwendo there bringing you the Pulse. And they've been very consistent on ensuring that they keep you updated on what's happening on the entertainment world. So do get yourself a copy of the Standard and see how the year has wrapped up entertainment-wise. It is now 6 minutes to. Let's quickly look at the Daily Nation, where we've already looked at the headline: Uproar grows over KCSE mass failure. Again, this is to do with the results that have come out of the KCSE results being contested by virtue of the fact there is more than 60%. Only 40% seem to have made it to the university level. But again, the Ministry of Education might argue that it is because there are very stringent regulations and laws that are following and ensuring that there is no leakage. That's why maybe there is a sudden change and downturn as compared to even last year's results. Although last year's results were probably, according to the Ministry of Education, less tampering and leakage last year than there was this year. So ideally speaking, the results should be better. But there you go. According to that particular article, it seems that's not the case. So we will be looking at matters education later on within the show. So do stay with us right here on Morning Express. And that's what we have for you on The Nation. Let's quickly look at the Star. Storm rages over integrity of rushed KCSE. Again, this is mainly to do with what is happening. Oh, I've just seen a picture on the Star that is, oh, let's just say it gives you the heebie-jeebies. And yeah, so that's what we have on the front page of the Star. And storm rages over integrity of Rush 2017 KCSE results. Envoys back clerics and KEPSA proposed to Uhuru. Raila dialogue again matters politics. And we have NGOs backing the call for dialogue between the two main warring parties, and that is Jubilee and NASA, of course, led by Uhuru Kenyatta, the president of Kenya, and Raila Odinga, who is the opposition leader. So that's basically what we have for you on the dailies this morning. Also, remember, today we have the weekly paper that comes out every Friday, and that's the Nairobian. So get yourself a copy of the Nairobian as well. And the headline on the Nairobian today is How Killer Ghosts and Juju Cause Accidents. We do know that there has been an increase, a spike in the death toll, and this is specifically on certain parts of the roads in Kenya, which are commonly known as black spots. But on the Nairobian today, well, there is a story there how killer ghosts and juju cause accidents. So that might be an interesting read for you, just to see whether it could be a matter that requires divine intervention for us to deal with that particular menace of road carnage, or it could just be that we need to build a dual carriage and improve the way the road is at those particular black spots. That's what we have for you on the dailies. For now, we're going to take a short break, but do stay with us right here on Morning Express. And as you can see, we have Christmas basically season getting closer, and you can get the feeling of Christmas. Later on, we're going to be going through how to decorate a Christmas tree, how to make it look as glam and beautiful as the one behind me, and I'll be attempting to do that right here on Morning Express. We also do have the Kenya Boys Choir, who are going to be giving us some wonderful Christmas carols as we carry on with the show. So do stay with us right here on Morning Express. For now, we take a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking at some of the stories that are making headlines, but also reviewing the week right here on Morning Express. We take a break. We will be right back. Do stay with us.